Chapter 6 A Quick Kiss. Summer tourists were arriving in Wood End. The weather was beautiful and the shop was doing well. But Anna was not very happy. She often thought about Greta Gordon's visit. Why had she come to see Dave? What had happened to the diamond rings on her fingers? There was another problem. Anna loved Peter and she was going to marry him. But she liked Dave too. Dave was older, but she liked him. All the women liked him. But Anna was very close to him all day. In the daytime, Anna was with Dave. In the evening, she was with Peter. Anna was living two lives. One life was with Dave, the other life with Peter. Then one Friday, Dave surprised Anna. "What are you doing tomorrow?" he asked her. "Would you like to spend the day with me? We can go anywhere you like. We can go in my car." "I'm sorry, Dave," said Anna, "but Peter wouldn't like it." "Don't be silly," said Dave. "We won't go far. I'll close the shop at lunchtime, and we can go to Lydney." Anna wanted to go with Dave, but she was worried about Peter. "Don't worry about Peter," said Dave. "He's always busy on Saturday." Anna thought for a moment. "All right," she said. "You take me to the best cinema and to the best restaurant. Then I'll come with you." "Of course," laughed Dave. "Anything you want, Anna." So the next afternoon, Dave and Anna went together to Lydney. They had a good time. Dave bought Anna a new, expensive dress. Then they went to a cinema and afterwards to a restaurant. Peter played cricket that Saturday. He never knew about Anna's day with Dave. He was playing in another village and returned to Wood End very late. Dave and Anna were also very late. Dave stopped his car near the corner shop. The night was warm. "Thanks, Dave," said Anna. "It was a lovely day." "I enjoyed it too," said Dave. He put his arm round her shoulders and kissed her. It was a quick kiss, but for Anna, it was wonderful. Chapter 7 Another Special Order. The summer passed. The corner shop was always busy. Sometimes Dave opened the shop on Sundays too. Anna earned a lot of money. Everyone thought that she was happy. But life was difficult for her. She liked Dave. He was her boss, and he was older than her. But Peter was her fiancé, and he was about the same age. Dave was quite rich, but Peter had no money. Dave bought Anna clothes, and he took her out. Peter did not buy her clothes and never took her anywhere. He was more interested in football. Anna did not like football. Now it was September. Peter played football every Saturday. One Saturday there was a big football match on television. Mr. Hart had the biggest television in the village, and he invited some people to his house. He invited Peter and Anna. On Friday, the day before the match, Anna was working in the shop all day. At 5 o'clock, she locked the shop door. 2 minutes later, the bell rang, and Anna went to the door. There was a young man outside. He was carrying a small case. "Hello," she said. "Can I help you?" "I hope so," said the young man. "I want to see Mr. Slayton." "I'm afraid that the shop is closed now," said Anna. "We're open tomorrow morning." "But I've got an appointment," said the young man. Then Dave spoke behind Anna. She hadn't seen him. "Yes, I've been waiting for you," said Dave. "You're late." "I'm very sorry, Mr. Slayton," said the young man. "I was—" Never mind," said Dave rudely. His rudeness surprised Anna. The young man seemed afraid. "But can you see me now?" he asked. "Yes," said Dave. "Come in." Dave turned to Anna. "Anna, it's after 5 o'clock. You can go home now." "I won't be long," said Anna. Dave was angry. "Hurry up and go home," he said. But Anna wanted to stay. She wanted to know about the young man. The young man followed Dave to the back of the shop and into the special orders room. Another special order, another special customer. Anna waited. But soon it was 5:30. Anna put her coat on and left the shop. She closed the door very loudly. Then she went round the corner and waited. Soon there was a noise. The young man was leaving the shop. Anna could not see him, but she could hear him. He was speaking to Dave. "Are you sure?" said the young man. "What do you mean?" asked Dave. "Is this the only way?" said the young man. "Yes, it is," said Dave. "Don't worry, everything will be all right. Goodbye." Anna heard the shop door close. She came round the corner and saw the young man. He was walking quickly to his car. Anna noticed immediately that he was not carrying his case. She followed him. "Excuse me," she said, "you've forgotten something. You've left something behind." The young man turned round. Anna stopped. Suddenly she was frightened. The young man's face was white. It was white with fear. "Please go away," said the young man. "Leave me alone. I want to go home. Leave me alone." He got into his car and drove off. Anna stood in the street and watched him. She was thinking. Why had the young man come to the corner shop? What was his special order? And why had he left his small case with Dave Slate in? Chapter 8. The Football Match. The next day was the day of the big football match. Mr. Hart had invited about 10 people. Anna did not watch the game. She was helping Mrs. Hart in the kitchen. They were making tea. It was a good game, and everyone was enjoying it. At half-time, Peter went into the kitchen. "Why don't you come and watch the match, Anna?" he said. "It's really good. Come on." Anna laughed. "No, thanks," she said. "I'm helping Mrs. Hart. Look, here's the tea. Can you take it in to the others?" "OK," said Peter. "It's a terrific match. Mike Bailey scored a great goal." Peter took the tea into the sitting room, and the second half of the match started. The second half was very exciting. Mike Bailey scored another goal after 20 minutes. The score was 2-0. Then the other side scored 2 quick goals. It was 2-2. There were only 5 minutes of the match left. "Come on," shouted Peter. "Come on, Mike, let's have another goal." In the last seconds of the match, Mike Bailey scored the winner. It was his 3rd goal of the match. But something was wrong. The other team's goalkeeper was injured. Bailey had been very near the goalkeeper, and he had kicked the ball very hard. The ball had hit the goalkeeper's neck. Mrs. Hart and Anna came in from the kitchen. "What's happened?" said Anna. "What's wrong?" "It's Brian Thomas, the goalkeeper," said Peter. "He's injured." It was serious. The goalkeeper had broken his neck. Later they all watched the news on TV. They saw pictures of Mike Bailey's 3rd goal. It was a great goal. They saw the ball hit the goalkeeper. It was an accident. The TV announcer said, "And now over to our sports studio for an interview with Mike Bailey." They all watched the interview. The TV showed a picture of Mike Bailey and the interviewer. "Mike," said the interviewer, 3 goals in 1 match. How do you feel about that?" But Mike Bailey said nothing. He could not speak. He tried to speak, but he could not. It was terrible. The interviewer tried another question. "Let me ask you about the 3rd goal, Mike. It was a great goal, but how do you feel about the injury to Brian Thomas?" It was a silly question. The injured goalkeeper would never play football again. Mike Bailey said nothing. He looked very ill. When the interview ended, Mr. Hart turned off the TV. No one noticed that Anna had left the room. Mike Bailey had looked frightened. Anna was frightened too. Mike Bailey and Anna had met before, the day before, at the corner shop. Chapter 9. A Secret Weekend. Anna did not know what to do. She was only 17, but sometimes she felt much older. She wanted to ask Dave about Mike Bailey and Greta Gordon. She wanted to know about special orders. She decided to wait. One day, Dave and Anna were alone in the shop. "How's Peter?" asked Dave. "He's fine, thanks," said Anna. Dave smiled. "Is he still playing football?" "Of course he is," said Anna. Dave laughed. "You don't see him very much, do you, Anna?" "I see him 3 or 4 times a week," said Anna. "What about weekends?" Dave asked. Anna replied quickly, "I don't see him much at weekends. He plays football then." "When are you getting married?" asked Dave. "I don't know," she replied. "We haven't decided yet. Perhaps next year." "That's a long time." Dave smiled at Anna. Anna felt afraid. She also felt excited. She didn't know why. "Sometimes you're bored, Anna, aren't you?" said Dave. He looked into her eyes. "Yes," said Anna, "that's true." "Why don't you come away with me for a weekend?" said Dave. "We can go to London." A weekend in London! Anna had only been to London once for a day. Anna was excited, but she was also afraid. "I don't know," she said. "I must think of Peter." "Oh, forget him," said Dave. "He'll never know. Come with me and we'll go to the best shops. We'll go to the best cinema. Will you come with me?" Anna said nothing. Suddenly she had an idea. She looked at Dave. "Perhaps I'll come with you," she said. "Good," said Dave. "That's great." "But first," said Anna, "I want to ask you something." "What do you want to know?" he said quietly. "I want to know about your special orders." "Very clever," said Dave. "You're a village girl, but you're very clever, Anna." "Village girls aren't stupid," said Anna. "Now tell me about your special orders, then I'll come to London with you." Dave was angry. "One question. You can ask me one question," he said. Quickly, Anna asked, "Why do people come to you? Why—" "One question! Only one!" shouted Dave. "All right," said Anna, "but don't shout. Tell me, why do people come to see you?" Dave thought about his answer. He spoke quietly. "They come for help," he said. "They need help, and I sell help to them. That's all." Anna didn't understand. "What sort of help?" she asked. "One question," shouted Dave. "I've answered your question." Anna said no more. She and Dave had made an agreement. Anna had asked her question. Dave had answered it. Dave had invited Anna to London for the weekend, and Anna went with him. Chapter 10. A Quarrel. Anna enjoyed the weekend. They arrived in London late on Friday evening and stayed at a big hotel. On Saturday they went shopping, and in the evening they went to a cinema. On Sunday they went to a park. They came back to Wood End on Sunday evening. It was the last Sunday in September. On Monday, Anna went to the shop. It was not so busy now. Summer was over. Most of the customers were villagers. It was a cold autumn. On Monday evening, Peter came to see Anna. "Hello," said Anna. Did you win on Saturday?" "No," said Peter, "we didn't win, and I didn't play." Anna was surprised. "You didn't play? Why not? What was wrong?" "I didn't feel very well on Saturday morning. I stayed in Wood End. I was in the village all weekend." Anna's face was red. Her voice was quiet. "Are you feeling better now?" she asked. "No," said Peter, "and you know why." Anna tried to look surprised. "Me?" she said. "Oh, Anna," said Peter, "you know what's wrong. It's you and Dave Slatin." "What do you mean, me and Dave Slatin?" said Anna quickly. "You went away with him on Friday evening. Someone saw you in Dave's car." Anna tried to explain. "Oh, it's nothing," she said. "Dave and I went—" "Shut up," said Peter. "I don't want to know, Anna. Don't talk about it." "But Peter," said Anna. Peter didn't listen. "I know he's got a lot of money. He can take you to places. He's from a big city. I'm a poor village boy, Anna. But you must choose. You must choose between Dave and me. You can't have both of us." "I know that, Peter," said Anna, "and I don't want both of you. But listen, Peter, I want to tell you about Dave. There's something very strange about him." "Dave, Dave, Dave," Peter shouted. "You talk about him all the time. I don't want to hear his name again." Peter turned round and walked out of the room. He left Anna's house. Now Anna was alone. She was very unhappy. She wanted to talk to Peter. She wanted to tell him about Dave. She wanted to tell him about Greta Gordon and about Mike Bailey. But Peter had left her.